Yo, Big Catch back up in here. This title backs up the point that I've been making about how Kendrick Lamar creates this mystery about himself. He builds up this mysticism, and in his absence, everybody's like, where is he? Where is he? You know what I'm saying? This title reads, The Art of Delayed Gratification. Shout out to 1v1 Rock. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. This video, I think this gonna bring it home, y'all. This video gonna bring, you not gonna want to click off this video. We about to react to. And yeah, y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
I tried to tell him, I really did. If we do get a proper diss track from Kendrick, it's going to be legendary. This is the story of how Drake and some others would indulge in instant gratification, looking good at first but ultimately losing, versus how
off the back, he's starting off like, you know what I'm saying? Instant gratification. They all in the moment. He ain't dropped yet. Yeah, we dropping. No substance. Meanwhile, Kendrick is just chilling. Just calculating it, adding up everything. Just adding it all up.
Kendrick would invest in delayed gratification, appearing weak at first but ultimately winning enormously.
It's probably A minor.
Look at all the wins he's showing. Damn. Just the intro is powerful. Part 1.
I got a comment that says I need to stop talking about Kendrick Lamar, and to that I simply say, no! Let's take it back to where
Hey, look. Don't come over here with that. Hey, look. Don't come over here with that. Y'all, listen. Y'all know I do not care. So what? And?
My last Kendrick video left off. Mind you, after Kendrick released Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, we didn't even know if he was gonna make music again. His final message was a mantra of self-love, of choosing family and health and his own well-being above his music.
I choose me, I'm sorry. I choose me, I'm sorry.
And as fans, we were like, is Kendrick breaking up with us? As I said in that last video, right. If Mr. Morale was his last album, then I'm happy for him. But if he chooses violence and gives us more music, I'm here for that too. There we were in March of 2024, when reactors were listening to the new Futuro Metro Boomin album, We Don't Trust You, when one track with a hidden feature caught people's attention.
These niggas talking out of their neck. Don't put no coffin out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat.
Just these few seconds contain so much information, it's insane. First of all, Kendrick is making music again.
I'm way too paranoid for
Man, I still was upset. I was like, man, he gonna give us this and leave for another 5-10 years. I was like, man. Then he start coming out. You know what I mean?
And he sounds impassioned. Like right off the bat, he's saying three different things very concisely. He tells us that people are lying, he warns them to stop, he explains why. Which brings us to our first lesson, concision, or the quality of being concise. There's a common misconception that being concise means keeping things short, and that's not exactly true. Concision is about density of value. It means all killer, no filler. It's the opposite of adding meaningless fluff to pad word counts in your essays. It's cutting out everything that's not essential or impactful. For work,
it's like a diamond in the rough. All that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Just pack a bunch of value into one.
Words are like sunbeams. They are stronger the more they are condensed. This is something that I would praise much of Kendrick's music for, but I think that he really epitomizes with this feature. Because like that is an extremely concise 1-minute verse. And for that length, it says and does so much. And what's extra fascinating to me about this is as concise as he is in this verse, it's not so robotically airtight as to have no swagger in it.
Tell him, aw, yeah. I mean, aw. What? Nigga,
If you want, you could min-max how many words you squeeze into a verse, but it ends up sounding overly technical and robotic.
I'm blowing up like an inflatable, I'm undebatable, I'm unavoidable, I'm unevadable, I'm on the toilet.
This sounds stylish.
Yeah, get up with me. Fuck sneak dissing.
He makes it
Unavailable, later, I'm on the toilet bowl.
sound easy.
Okay, let's get it up. It's just up.
And at this point, you might be wondering, where is all this aggression coming from? Wasn't his whole last album about choosing peace? Like going through therapy? He answers that in one line.
My temperament bipolar, I choose violence.
It is by being concise that when this verse first came out, Kendrick knew his message would be heard loud and clear. He didn't do anything but put it in the art. And he didn't even post about that art. It was a hidden feature. He knew that people were going to be listening to the future Metro Boomin album. He knew that when people heard his voice, it'd be exciting. And by making his verse concise, there's no way we could miss what he's saying. It's impossible to miss what he's saying. I think anybody who's good at writing will tell you need to practice taking out what is not essential. You need to remove clutter. This is why creative firms spend months working on ad placements that are only 15 or 30 seconds long. This is why copywriters work
Months for 30 seconds.
to get slogans down to as few words as possible. Concision promotes clarity. It promotes quality over quantity. About 25 seconds in, we get the first major call out.
We fuck sneak dissing, first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. I'd crash out like rap this many melt if I had to.
And for anyone who's not aware, briefly we'll give the context this deserves. Only a few months before, Drake and J. Cole
Man, we actually could relive this moment, man, over and over. I feel like this is my first time listening to it.
came out with a song called First Person Shooter. And I won't lie to you guys, I like the song. It's hype.
Biggest what? Big as the Super Bowl.
And most of all, I'm a video guy, and my favorite video director of the younger generation, Gibson Hazard, made it, and I think he did a fantastic job on it. That's why in one of my videos you see a quick shot of it, because there was a point in time where I was going to break down this music video. So this was a hype video, one that we would later learn Kendrick was allegedly asked to be a part of, and he denied.
Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address.
So those two went on to make it
Because he know Drake would have had to, he would have just had to be at the forefront of everything. You watch First Person Shooter, even though it was Drake's, he just had to, like, look at his part. He had to make his part so grand and I'm here. That man.
anyway, and Cole would still include this line about how the three of them are the big three, but Drake would only refer to the two of them.
It's just you and Cole.
And the video would show them being depicted playing two-player games like ping pong and chess. Now, do I think these guys were intentionally trying to push Kendrick out of the big three narrative with this imagery? Not really.
Drake was. Cole wasn't. But Drake was. Little dirty stitch breed.
No. Do I think Kendrick took it personally? Yes.
Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me, nigga.
So as an artist, you should aim to be concise. It promotes clarity and quality over quantity. This is about respecting the time and attention span of your audience. It makes sure your message is heard. Remember, you don't have to talk a lot to say a lot.
We the big three, the best rappers to be. They're really gonna like that, man. I can't wait to celebrate being the best in the game with my friends.
Drake's a fucking bomb! Cole
Yo, this dude is hilarious, bro.
a fucking bomb! Fuck the big three, y'all bomb!
Part 2, Instant Gratification. So because of this verse, understandably, there was a lot of pressure put on Drake and J. Cole to respond. Only a couple weeks later, on April 5th, J. Cole's mixtape Might Delete Later comes out, which features a song at the very end called 7 Minute Drill. This was clearly him feeling the pressure to respond, and so he did.
Your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas asleep, but they gassed it.
And he ultimately deleted it later.
That shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace.
J. Cole called To Pimp a Butterfly boring and then couldn't sleep for the next couple nights.
I got my chin out. Take your best shot, I'm gonna take that shit on the chin.
You can hit me if you want. I'm sorry, Kendrick. Take your best shot. Ooh, ooh.
Now let's take a sec to
Hey, I say that was a smart move. Because looking at his career, he still got, and looking at Drake now,
remember the golden rule that once published, art is forever. No takesy backsies. It doesn't matter if you delete it later. We can literally still go listen to it. Digital copies have already been made and will exist within the digital beast forever. And also, you can't rescind the impression that art has made on its audience. You can't make them unhear or unwatch it like Mr. Krabs. And I think this is a wonderful illustration of some instant gratification.
4 albums in 12 years, nigga. I can divide.
This is the dumbest angle I've ever heard. You're saying on average it takes them 3 years to make an album? Do you know what fucking albums we're talking about? This is Good Kid, Mad City. This is To Pimp a Motherfucking Butterfly, an album that you might only see once a generation or at least a decade. Yeah. I know that he's quoting Jay-Z here.
4 albums in 10 years, nigga. I could divide.
That logic is still dumb there too. If you're in the interest of quantity over quality and trying to do as many numbers as you can, there's a different word for that. Rick Rubin calls it commerce.
They're not being made by a person who cares about it. They're being made by people who are trying to make something that they think someone else is going to like. And that's not how art works. Art doesn't, that's something else. It's not art. That's commerce.
And so maybe you should go into business because some of us are trying to make great art over here. So in conclusion, don't pull a 7-minute drill. The whole thing with instant gratification is that it feels good at first, but ultimately is a net loss. And the whole thing with delayed gratification is that it doesn't feel good at first, but it's a net gain. It's a much larger win. It's like that.
It's just investing. It's investing. You got somebody over here spending everything that they just got, and they get these dopamine hits. Oh, I gotta spend. I just brought this new this. I just brought these new Jordans. I just brought this new that. I just brought this new Ferrari. Yeah. Now you're getting hit with taxes. Now you got insurance. Now you got all this stuff hitting you. And then you start to spiral. But then you got somebody, just holding on to their money, putting it in investments, letting their money work for them. Now they got longevity. You know what I'm saying? Hey, same with stocks too. Stocks as well. Somebody who getting that instant gratification, doing day trading, what happens? I messed up. Now they ready to go off they self. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody who in it for the long haul. Nah, I'm going to just hold on. I'm going to ignore it. And then one day it's going to shoot up. You know what I'm saying? We'll do whatever it do. But we into the Roth RIAs and we into the long, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Popular experiment where you can either have one marshmallow now or wait a little bit and have several marshmallows later. As an artist, you should generally avoid instant gratification. Okay, so that was Cole's instant gratification. Let's move on to Drake.
I have it on good information that both sides went in the booth and came out. They're ready. And what I'm hearing about both sides is that it's nuclear.
Now, push-ups was actually a great diss in my opinion. I think this was the peak of Drake in this battle.
Man, Drake has some beats, man. I don't know who was giving him them beats. I don't think Who Kid gave him that beat. I think he just had Who Kid on there. But he had some beats, bro. Them joints I like them joints. But like, why he can't get those beats now and rap? Something's going on, man. Something's really going on.
He was looking really strong here. I felt like the ghostwriters cooked with this one. The main narrative he's painting with this song is that Kendrick has a bad relationship with his label, that they might be taking 50% of his money. Hence,
drop and give me 50 likes of push-ups. Hood.
Drop to the ground and give me 50 push-ups. Hood. Drop music and give me 50% of the money. Hood. And so it was like, damn, if Kendrick really is losing half his money.
Oh, that's why Drake was saying hood. Cause Dot got the song like but then like then like
to his former label, and that's why he's left. That's some crazy shit. Push-Ups is actually a really great disc until he overstepped his bounds with that one line.
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
Yes, a clever double entendre, but a sincere lapse in judgment, identical to the mistake he made with Pusha T when he mentioned Pusha T's fiance.
Keep playing with my name and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams.
That was the reason why Pusha T escalated and told us,
You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home.
and was promptly bullied into fatherhood ever since. That was back in 2018. So minus the Whitney line, this track doesn't really commit the instant gratification sin, but the next one does a lot. The tailor-made freestyle, air quotes freestyle, is the centerpiece of this chapter because it really is, as a strategic play, Drake going all in on instant gratification, which is to say he's placing his bet on the short-term events while either lacking or willfully disregarding foresight of its long-term effects. So in this song, Drake brings back his back-to-back tactic, his back-to-back dick, where he drops a second song before his opponent can drop their first as a...
And you had Whatchamacallit hyping him up like, yeah, let's go. Man, that looked bad.
Point to how long it's taken them to respond and perhaps winning the crowd in the process. It worked great against Meek Mill and their beef when he dropped Charged Up, and then he came out with Back to Back, which was...
And I think Meek Mill was on tour. But I don't think Meek Mill was able to respond like that.
Very catchy, very energetic, and Meek Mill did take so long to respond that by the time he did, Drake kind of already had the crowd won. Back to Back was a really fun track that kind of killed Meek Mill with the memes. Literally, the visuals for his show those nights were just meme compilations about Meek Mill. But back to Tailor Made, I think it's safe to say this move was a big gamble on Drake's part. Not only using this new and controversial AI technology to change his voice to two rappers, two idols of Kendrick's.
Yes, yo. What the fuck you really got to do?
But one of them being deceased was really walking the line.
Kendrick, we need ya. The West Coast savior.
And the conversation was necessarily brought up. Is this okay?
They did what? When? How? Are you sure?
Snoop posted tailor-made. I prayed it was the edibles.
There's a couple ways of interpreting this. The favorable interpretation is this is a brilliant 4D chess move, psychological warfare, to get in Kendrick's head and to force out a rushed response. While I do think it is distasteful, there is some validity. Forcing out a rushed response might have been Drake's best strategy. It might have worked. So this was a big, huge move of instant gratification. Yes, this is distasteful, but it could win the whole battle.
It's a gamble. Life's a gamble.
And so here Drake is in Push-Ups, in TaylorMade, begging him to drop. Saying he won't drop.
Since like that, your tone changed a little. You not as enthused.
Saying,
what the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you.
Saying,
you supposed to be the boogeyman. Go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell us it's not really you.
And because of all this, the world was wondering.
I could see if he really sound like Pac. He didn't sound like, he's like, you could listen to it and be like, oh, that's Drake. Like, that's disrespectful because Pac was aggressive. He didn't rap like you, bro. You rap like you singing like, ooh, oh, like and then you put the voice on it. Nah, man, come on, bro.
Wondering where Kendrick Lamar was more than ever. More than his 5-year hiatus we were looking to hear from him. I was waking up every day texting my friends saying, Lord, please let this be the day that Kung Fu Kenny destroys this man. Please let this be the day that King Kunta annihilates this fool. I wasn't worried about Kendrick not being a good enough writer. I always believed he was the better writer and the better storyteller. That's why I placed my bet on him publicly before he responded. But what I did worry about is the digital beast, the internet, because we live in an era of mass communication and miscommunication. Don't believe what you see on the internet. Abraham Lincoln. The internet is a big confusing mess. Would Kendrick be able to win the narrative with his minimalist approach to digital communication, where he never posts any stories, any tweets, he only ever puts his communication in the art? If you want to know what Kendrick has to say, you have to listen to his music. And so there we were, when the world was wondering where he was more than ever before, when we needed to know what he had to say more than ever before, was precisely the moment that he would drop his 6-minute, densely packed record Euphoria.
Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
You know, one thing I've observed in great performers like Michael Jordan is they're not only really skilled at what they do, but they're also really skilled at managing their own performance psychology because they understand what things get them to perform better. For Michael Jordan, that was people shit-talking him. Oh, you're gonna get that? Okay, then I'm gonna get this. It became personal for me. It's a joke, but it's also serious. I imagine that he had a strong reaction to TaylorMade, but he chose to put it in the art and not post it, and I think that is the key. You should take those feelings of anger, you should put it into the art, but don't release it, at least not immediately. Give it some time to sit on it, to edit it, to really make sure that it's what you want to say. Calculated, not rushed. Why? Because once published, art is forever. And so now by Kendrick not falling for the gamble, by not giving in and rushing response.
Yeah, and I ain't listening. And that, bro, that's the power of being off social media. I'm sure Dot be on there like looking to see what's going on and being able to, you know, listen to the fans and seeing what they got to say and what's going on and all of that. But as far as feeding into the nonsense, that's a power, man. That is a power. Just not just like being in tune with yourself more than scrolling all day. You know what I mean? Like that's powerful. Because the way that thing is set up, the way that social media and stuff set up, is meant for you to be addicted to it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, it's best to just be in and out. It's best to I'm telling y'all, do not indulge in that scrolling all day. That thing will tear your brain up. It's worse than powder, bro. They said it. It's worse than powder.
Drake's tailor-made freestyle gamble would now backfire. That is the pain of instant gratification. It looked good at first, but now what has he done? It didn't force out the rushed response, so now all it's done is added fuel to the fire. Now Kendrick has so much more to go at him with. Oh, you mentioned my family? Oh, you're gonna disrespect our legends? And so, as an impatient person, this was a tremendous learning experience for me, that when Euphoria came out, I realized, you know what? No. It doesn't matter how long he took, because whenever Kendrick did respond, we were going to listen to it. It's not like we weren't gonna listen to it, it's Kendrick fucking Lamar. And so as long as he addressed everything and addressed it well, that's all that matters. Time is secondary. Again, if you want to hear what he has to say, and the demand is sky high, the only place we can get that supply is right here in the art that he releases, Euphoria. All he did was tweet a link to the song. And oh my god, what a masterclass of a first rounder this is. The first part prophesizing how the rest of the battle is going to play out, predicting what Drake is going to do.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
That was like fine at the time, but a year later, that line has aged extremely well.
Remember?
Obviously, there's fan favorites like
Colin Nappy, no, I'm a selfish.
Bruh, I love reacting to new people because they just bring something new to the table. I love that, man. I love that, bro. And that's one of the most replayed right there.
In the art that he releases, Euphoria. All he did was tweet a link to the song. And oh my god, what a masterclass of a first rounder this is. The first part prophesizing how the rest of the battle is going to play out, predicting what Drake is going to do.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
That was like fine at the time, but a year later, that line has aged extremely well.
Remember?
Obviously, there's fan favorites like
Colin Nappy, no, I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you pop.
Is he not the best, nigga? Is he not? Is he not the best? Shut the fuck up, bro.
His delivery is second to none. The way he says pushing me.
Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better hard spinning again on him. You think about pushing me.
Doesn't that sound like siblings arguing and you like fold your arms, go, pushing me? It's just fun. It's fucking silly. The juxtaposition between how silly this is and how serious the tracks is just wonderful. As an artist, use the principle of supply and demand to your advantage. By opting for quality over quantity, you not only make better things, but you're building a rarity so that when you do post, it's something people aren't gonna miss. But some people predicted
also quality over quantity. What it has is longevity as well.
That there might be another track from Kendrick based on a couple things. One, how he said,
back to back, I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record.
And how the second definition on the cover art said they had almost a week to recover from Tuesday's series-winning victory. Well, Kendrick was planning to back-to-back the back-to-backers.
Sure, raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me jumping planets immortalized.
Let's talk about integrity. On 616 in LA, Kendrick grapples with the fact that he's going to war.
I know this type of power has gone cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star.
This track was an important conversation with himself, a conversation with God about what he's doing and why he feels justified that he does have to go to war for now in order to ultimately earn peace. So that's him having integrity with himself, but giving Drake a final warning has integrity with the rest of his message, because at the end of Euphoria, he clearly warns him about family.
Don't speak on the family, Crody. It can get deep in the family, Crody. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. Psst, that's something you don't want to do.
Kendrick gives him another warning and says, bro, you are compromised. I have a mole in your camp.
You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside.
Damn. You die, bro, you can just relive this, bro. There's a mole in your camp, boy.
Your team is whispering that you deserve it.
So both on the end of Euphoria and at the end of 616 in LA, Kendrick says, don't do it. Don't do it. And despite Drake on push-ups telling Kendrick that he's
begging Kai Cenat
to stream his reaction, Drake begs Kai Cenat to stay on stream.
Drake has just texted me, stay on stream,
so that he can come to the premiere of Family Matters, which dropped.
Then put him in some lawsuit work. Damn. That is nasty work. Then put him in some lawsuit paperwork. You can't get more dirtier than that. That's dirty. That's dirty.
That night on May 3rd. Drake says family matters, and to that I say integrity matters.
Tudo shit made me sick to my stomach. We ain't never really been through it.
That middle verse was not part of the assignment. This song is called Family Matters. It's supposed to be a message to Kendrick that paints the picture saying, hey man, family matters. You gotta be a better family man. What the fuck does this middle verse have to do with that? To put this whole middle verse in the song called Family Matters, that's not even about Kendrick, that just doesn't have integrity to the song. What the fuck is this middle verse? It feels like you're
that's the fluff he talking about. Like that's the add-on. Like this ain't got like how you said Joey Badass don't speak directly to the person. It's always like some fluffy shit you gotta like, yo, talk to that person. You know what I mean? That's what that middle verse is like.
Adding the word count. This feels like me in high school writing essays just to get my homework done, just saying random shit. By the way, the music video for Family Matters is
straight filler.
Is a shitty music video. It is much more of a visualizer and a lyric video than a music video. It's kind of insane. When y'all are counting the days that Kendrick hasn't responded, what were you doing? Because you previewed Family Matters on push-ups, so you presumably had that shit ready, and all you did that whole time we were waiting on Kendrick is shoot this shitty visualizer lyric video, not even a real music video?
We got the same 24. What you mad for?
But as a quality over quantity, Brock, wouldn't you agree the song?
We got the same 24. What you mad for?
Song is just so much better without that middle verse. It doesn't have so much more replay.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Now, this how you know Kendrick is an intelligent writer. usually writers don't say the same thing twice. So you can't even tell that he said the same thing twice. We got the same 24. Like if you say the same thing twice, it would sound like we got the same 24, what you mad for? And that'd sound corny. He said we got the same 24, what you mad for? You know what I'm saying? He switched it up. 4 and 4 don't rhyme. But man. So intellectual. He's one of them guys, bro. He's one of them guys.
Ability, if that's what Drake is going for, making a hit song that puts him over the record for most hit singles over MJ. Is a 7.5-minute song with this awful middle verse gonna go number 1? Come on, man. So the conceptual integrity of the song sucks, but really is the lesser point here. What matters far more is the integrity of one's character. It has a lot to do with your credibility and whether or not people should believe what you're saying.
I heard that one of them little kids might be day free. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen.
So in saying that, now's a good time to pay a visit to our pal Taylor again. Remember Terry?
Terry?
Before we get into that, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all go check this video out yourself. I might do the second half. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this joint. I like it. He's cooking. And I'm going to want to see him cook some more. And y'all know I don't like watching stuff without y'all. But yeah, bro, I never seen the video like this one right here. This is a perfect analysis of the beef. You know what I mean? How that delayed gratification. Because you can apply this in life as well. You know, everybody just want that dopamine hit. That I got to get it now. That's why they call it a microwave culture nowadays. We living in a microwave era. They just want everything now. But yeah, bro. Art lasts long. You know what I mean? You just want to slap nothing together. You just want to put your energy and effort into one. That's what he's going into. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.